Mark Waldo Ward, LAZ, you heard? Pottersville, Brownsville, Brooklyn, DC was good. The Big Fact Show, aka the Super Fact Show, where you get them super facts about the rap game. Nigga, tune in.
What up, world? It's your boy Mark Waldo Ward, the Super Fact Show. Tonight we got Philmore Greene with us. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm blessed, brother. How you?
Man, I can't complain. Blessed. That's definitely a good way to put it. You know. Speaking of blessings, I saw you at that. Man, forgive me, whoever wrote the article. Forgive me, but I saw you at that big newspaper article recently. What paper was that?
The Chicago Sun-Times, one of the. It's like the top publication platform in Chicago. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Syndicated paper all over the world. You know what I mean? People subscribe to that all over the planet, all over the world.
That's a huge look. Yeah, I definitely know about it. Like I remember that's like Jay Mariotti and shit like that. But in there, back to the blessings part. So you take your daughter vinyl shopping.
Yeah, I take my daughter vinyl shopping, man. Pardon me. I take my daughter vinyl shopping. Every time I like to go, I take her with me. We haven't been much due to the COVID, but every time I go, I take her with me simply because those are moments you can't erase. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see a lot of people, like one of my homies, the girl he was dating at the time, her pops passed and she gave him all the records. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That made me think of it. Like, her dad gave all these records to give to us. He didn't create these moments with her. You know what I mean? If she was with him when he would have got them, she would have kept those and
right.
kept them for keepsake. You know what I mean? Just because of the moment that she had when they were bought. You know what I mean? So that's the main reason.
I mean, that's super what's up. But in the article, it said you taught her about Jay Dilla and Madlib. So I want you to walk me through the conversation when one teaches their daughter about Jay Dilla. That is just fascinating to me. Like, I wish I could have heard you teaching it, like.
Nah,
how do
it's
like,
not a conversation.
Shit? How'd you?
It's not a conversation. You know what I mean? It's just something you do. Something you do. Like when she in the tub, you giving her a bath, you play it in the background. It's just like a kid going with his dad or her dad to if he's a hooper, she gonna be around him and do that and adapt to the mannerisms and things in that nature. So it's nothing you can really tell them. It's just like, there it is, boom. We playing cards and Roy Ayers come on. She know who Roy Ayers is. She know the song. She can, because she hear it so much, it's really programmed into her head. Like, this is what we listen to around here. This is what we do. So it's really nothing you can tell her. You can't tell a kid about Dilla.
So what
experience Dilla.
What was the album that she picked? Like, what was one of the first ones she picked that you was like proud of her? Like, okay, you got good taste.
It was actually The Last Donut of the Night by Dilla. Last Donut of the Night by Dilla. I was on this thing to where I would play that all the time. Like, I have certain tracks, I play them repeatedly, because it's just that's what music does. But The Last Donut of the Night, you know what I mean, by Dilla, I will play that and I will play it and she'll love it every time it come on. The newest joint she got up on is The Last Beer Joint by MF Doom. You know what I mean? That's the newest one she just got up on because at the time of his passing, that's what I would play all the time. And she liked the beginning of the beat. It sounds like a circus anthem or something in that nature. So I guess those sounds resonate with her, and she loved that lately. That's what she's been on lately. But yeah, go ahead, my bad.
And you grew up listening to, like, Do or Die, Snipers, and psychodrama and all that type stuff?
I had a wide palette of music growing up.
I was about to say, bro, yeah, you got a really eclectic taste. I bet you don't know too many people who got Snipers, Jay Dilla, and enough Doom in their collection. You know what I mean?
Not too many. Like I always tell a story for anybody that asks me about music on any interview. You know, I grew up in a household, you know, where my aunts were, and they still are, you know, music heads.
Right.
So, you know, in a household I was raised in,
osmosis.
You know, my grandmother is Jehovah's Witness. She still is to this day. So when she would leave to go to her meetings, clearly none of that music was being played while she was there. So when she would leave and go to her meetings, this was the time for like my aunts to express themselves. Gotcha. And they would blast the music all over the crib. From my aunt Diane, she had a collection of music from just 3-foot box tape, 3-foot box full of tapes in the basement where we grew up. We would dig through those tapes and we would find everything from Duran Duran to Meatloaf, you know, AC/DC. We would find to Snoop Dogg, like anything she would buy, she was listening to everything, and we would sneak and listen to it. So that's how I grew up listening to so many things, you know. Everybody gets a chance in my tape deck. I just love music, man. Lenny Kravitz, you know, my favorite song of all time is Tina Marie, Deja Vu. You know what I mean?
Man, I keep it mad real. My favorite song of all time is Beyonce, If I Was a Boy. I don't know, something about that joint it made me feel bad about anything I did wrong to a girl, you feel me?
It's music. You know, it's music. That's what they're supposed to do. Music evokes certain emotions. You know what I mean?
And that's why I like it so much, because it's like, you know, it viscerally makes me feel that emotion. Like most music I like, you know, I like the wordplay, I like the beat or something, but you know, very few things tap viscerally. So I mean, you've done that on more than one occasion as an artist.
Man, thank you. Yeah, man. Like it's just what we feel, you know. I don't know the writing process of any other artist, but music is here for that. You know, this is what music does, you know. Like I had a conversation with my sister a few years back and she explained it. I put it at the end of one of my records too. She was like, you know, music is everything, you know. That's why people play it when they're happy, when they sad. That's why people play it, you know, at weddings. You know, music is the vibe, you know. So it's the universal language, man. You know, everybody can speak that language. Everybody can resonate with it, no matter what it is, what they're saying. We all hear the same thing, and it evokes the same emotion, you know.
While we talk about the eclecticism of your music, I was very, you know, you got a song with Skyzoo. How'd that come about? That, I mean, I don't want to say it's unlikely, because I definitely see the overlap musically and content wise, but you know, I mean, to my knowledge, y'all don't run in the same circles.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? But me and Skyzoo met. I brought him here. We brought him here. Chuck got him here, and what was that? 2019. We brought him to Bourbon on Division. You know, and I picked him up from the airport. You feel me? So we developed this rapport. We got him here. He was treated like a player. You know how we do in Chicago, man. We treat you like a player. You come here, you're good with everything. So we got him here. You know, everywhere we went, people was telling them, you know, you with the right guy. You know, this was still in the beginning of our relationship. We hadn't even known each other for a day. Right. But that first day was like, you know, everywhere we went, and then we was building in a car. It's only right, you know, for two artists to build in a car. He played me some new stuff, and it came out nice, man. We had the show, Bourbon on Division, turned out incredible, sold out crowd. Everybody was rocking with him, you know, and he liked it so much, you know, he offered us to go on tour. So from there, you know, led to us doing that. Rashid Hadi and I. It led to us doing that. And, you know, if you're around anybody for 30 days straight, you know, you're going to grow closer to them. So we would talk and we would chit chat, you know. And we did a record before we went on tour. And we, you know, the record you're talking about came about when the top of COVID, I got the beat from Kenny Keys. You still in Houston, right?
No, I'm in Tampa.
Are you in Tampa now? I thought you were still in Houston. Okay.
Nah,
Kenny Keys, he's from Chicago. He lives down in Houston. Kenny Keys sent the beat, heard it. I did my parts to it. Skyzoo, he wanted to get some studio equipment for the crib. So I texted him my kit at the beginning of the pandemic. I texted him a picture of my setup, not a picture, but a video. And he heard the beat. He responded about the studio equipment. He come back, you know, he's like, man, that's nice. So I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? If you want to get on it, I say your spot. Got on it. Rest was history. You know what I mean? That beat that came about. But yeah, we got close on the tour, man. You know, shout out to everybody that went on the Retropolitan tour. Skyzoo, Elzai, my brother 60 East, Landon Wordswell, Rashid Hadi. I was on it. Me and him, we shared the stage together. The DJ.
That sounds like a lot of vocabulary words.
Yeah. DJ Chip DeVille and DJ Belly. You know what I mean? Everybody
was on that. Thought-provoking shit. Like I bet y'all had some thought-provoking ass conversations.
Yeah, I mean, you know, regular, you know, it's nah, I wouldn't even say thought-provoking, but you know, we had some real life shit. You know, he the homie. You know, we Hennessy brothers, man. We grew to that, you know.
Man, I bet you was thought-provoking to them, bro. Like, one thing I've always taken from your music is, like, it is thought-provoking because you have a different viewpoint. Like the way you verbalize things it isn't quite the same way people phrase it. And sometimes you have different takes on situations that you know, gives one cause to pause and be like, I never looked at it like that before.
I try to give you everything. What I try to do when I make music, man, I try to touch every end of the table.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Sometimes, like, when you discuss sociological or you know, socioeconomic issues, you don't just complain or voice it or broadcast it. You draw a line of how it started, how this happened, what it means if it continues. You know, like the whole picture.
Yeah, and that's why listening and the whole projects front to back are so important. You know, I want to make music to where as though, because we came up on some of the best music. You know, hip hop was you had to be nice to get in, and you had to be nice to do what you do. But you look at projects like Illmatic. We still talk about this project to this day, and we just don't. It took 30 years for people to get. You see what I'm saying? So if you make something that it's microwavable, that's exactly what it's gonna be. I want to give people something in my music to where as though you can listen to it now and come back 2 or 3 years from now and find something new. And say, because the longer you make the people study, the longer they'll be into you if they're interested. So you gotta have
turn down a financial opportunity to make more commercial music.
To make more commercial music?
Yeah.
I'd rather not speak on that. You know what I mean?
You don't gotta give no detail. I mean, shit, you already said it.
That kind of sort of just answered your question.
Yes, sir.
But you know, I stick to what I love, man. I stick to what I fell in love doing. And that's
I love that concept of middle class rapper, because, like, you know, to me, I feel like the more like, you know, everybody says you can't be Jay-Z, you can't be Beyonce, and that's true for most people. That's true for most people. But, like, I feel like the goal is that if you have it in your heart to be a musician, if you can make enough money off your music to afford to be a musician and afford to retire, then that in itself is a marvelous achievement, and you put out nothing but good energy into the universe. Even if you're making death metal, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, it's all energy. That's what music is. Well, and I didn't want to out of that statement, and I got that statement from Peter Rosenberg. I was watching an interview and I heard him coin that phrase, and it just stuck with me. But I didn't, you know, I don't want when I say middle class rap. Now, we all have dreams of reaching that cloud.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that cloud is your Jay-Z's, your Beyonce's, you know, Floyd Mayweather's, you know, Nas. We all dream of hitting that cloud, you know, but it is, when I say middle class, meaning for those that don't want to do that. Because some people would just chill and not want the fame and notoriety with it.
Right.
Or they grew out of it. That's how I should add. That's how I should say it. But when I took that and spoke about that, I mean those who can go to that level, but still live a regular life. You feel me? Or had the chance to get to that level, but can still live a regular, but chose to still live a regular life. And like, you know, you can go places, you can somewhat, and it's artists out here that's not just from Jay-Z, but still can go certain places and act as if it was him. You know what I mean? Right. From all parts. You know, and that's cool. That's beautiful. You know what I mean? You got like, and still have a good financial background with it.
Yeah. If you can acquire generational wealth, God bless you.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
You know,
you can still live.
I worry about those that get, you know, it ain't no, you know, made up shit though that record companies can bleed a motherfucker dry. You know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you get what you negotiate too.
I mean,
you know, you don't get what you deserve.
True.
You don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. You know, if record labels, you sign that deal or somebody signed that deal. You know what I mean? You know what you're worth. Fall back on it. You see what I'm saying? Fall back. If you know what you're worth, fall back, put more work in, and you get what you get that leverage someday. You know. But
do you mind if I ask you if what your biggest musical revenue stream is? Like, is it, you know, writing, touring, streaming?
Definitely shows.
Shows.
Because, you know, people can listen to it and like it. But if you're at a show, people can listen to it and like it. But after the show, you kick ass on stage, you leave, you got a person that's gonna support you forever because you connected with them. If you do it right. You know, you gotta, you know, I'm bro. You let me tell it, I ain't done nothing. I haven't done anything yet, you know, but I have connected with so many people when I touch that stage to where as though if something happened to me tomorrow, those people gonna remember who I am. You know.
I'll definitely never forget.
That's what it is. Love, you know what I mean? Love, bro. But it's like,
okay.
That's what it's about. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't
making memories.
You want to make the memories. You want to have some resonate with the people long ago. Like, if you listen to my old album project, Nighttime Maneuvers 2. I started off the record saying that I ain't gonna be here forever. So hopefully, when I'm gone, it should carry on. That's the intention. You know.
I can
That's
dig
the
it.
intention.
You know, I want to stick to the thought-provoking thing though, because you know, like just now you said you was listening to Peter Rosenberg, so I know this is gonna be a little vague, but what's some underrated things that you consume that's thought-provoking, be they books, music, podcasts, movies?
Repeat the question. Say that again.
Like what are some things that you found to be particularly thought-provoking that are like a little underrated or unknown to society at large? You know, be it books, movies, music, podcasts.
I think it's, I wouldn't say underrated. You know, I would just say, you know, in the world we live in today, man, which one is not trending the most? Because you got people who love books, people who love movies, people who love the newspaper. It's, you know, everybody has their preference, but it's certain things that trend and certain things that don't. So, you know, it might not be that many people.
So what have you found really thought-provoking recently?
I'm just here, you know. What do I find thought-provoking as far as what?
Anything.
Anything.
Like, Judas and the Black Messiah was fucking. I mean, I knew about Fred Hampton, but I'm sure mad people thought that was thought provoking. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't saw the movie yet. I'm gonna check that out, but I'm sure that's gonna be one of the things. You know, what I find thought provoking is how, to be honest, how they didn't convict Trump. And I didn't really want to say that because the interview will go a whole different direction. We won't even be talking about hip hop. But that's if you wanted me to choose what I found thought provoking lately, that's what it would be. Like, not even on an intellectual standpoint. It's just like how, and you can watch people. You literally saw this happen before your eyes, and that didn't, But I don't wish jail on nobody, man. So whatever happens with that man, it happens,
Word. I mean, since you brought up something like that, you know what I found to be thought-provoking lately? I didn't know that gun control laws originally started as Jim Crow shit to keep black people from having firearms. And I didn't know that they was all like some Republican shit. So then that's like wild weird to me that now it's like a democratic thing about getting rid of guns. I don't really much to believe in the two-party systems and none of that shit. I can't vote. I'm a felon, yada yada. But like, I don't know. It just seems thought-provoking that somebody wants to have guns and take away other people's guns.
Yeah, and that relates to today as well. Like, where do you think most of the where do you think the NRA get their most stings and busts? In the inner cities. What do you think they get their most convictions from?
The NRA?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the NRA don't get no convictions. They're like a lobbyist group.
That's what I'm saying. But an
organization. You mean like where do they get the most donations from?
I'm tripping. ATF.
Oh, ATF?
I'm tripping, dog.
That's all good.
Forgive me. ATF.
I'd imagine
in the cities of America. In the cities.
Borders.
You ever heard?
They're definitely hitting up our Mexican brothers, the ATF.
Exactly.
That is.
When they get over here, what do they come?
In the cities.
Exactly. Blacks, whites, browns. In the cities.
So that's why, like, I'm scared of, like, if supposedly, like, the Democrats are supposedly for black people or for minorities, it seems kind of scary to me that they're trying to write laws that's going to make gun possession carry more time. That seemed to me to kind of be like mandatory minimums on crack. Because it like just like you said, where they sending them guns to? Inner cities, and where they enforcing that shit at? Inner cities. I mean, you don't much hear about no ATF busting like Kentucky and shit unless it's like some like big deal militia that's talking like some real reckless overthrow the government shit. But like there's mad motherfuckers, they gotta be aware of that thousands of guns that they don't even care about. But they'll come hit up a motherfucker in Inglewood that they know sold 20 guns last year.
They give them to us and they take them back. But when they take them back, they give you time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's a myth. I don't know if it's a myth. I won't even call it a myth. I've never seen it, but the urban legend is, they drop crates of guns in Chicago inner cities.
I mean, they came from somewhere.
Ready to rock. So,
I mean, and you also got to think like one of the side effects of crack had gun owners who got addicted. Because I remember when crack happened, bro. Like when crack first started, motherfuckers thought it was some fly shit. Like it was the motherfuckers around my neighborhood we looked up to that was like, good at hooping or getting dough or whatever, had girls or whatever. And then like all of a sudden they like crackheads in like a month. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So like a lot of guns came from people getting addicted and selling that shit. Especially once like in the DC area, once it started going into the poor white suburbs, it was like further in Virginia and rural, and then motherfuckers started smoking crack. They started coming to the city and selling guns like a motherfucker to get free crack. Well, I guess it's not free,
yeah.
But,
Yeah, to get the money to make.
I mean, so like you right though, and indirectly the government causes an influx of guns into the inner city by the crack epidemic.
Yeah.
Which you know, maybe it's not created by the CIA or whatever. I mean, who knows what's true or not, but it was certainly helped by them.
It's all systematic, bro.
Yeah.
It's all systematic. Like it's all written in stone. Like I'm not the most conscious guy, and I'm definitely not the smartest, but I have lots of sense, you know, to know like it's all systematic. It's all systematic. You know, it was all everything we see from the commercials we see on TV, they're all planned. You know what I mean? Every commercial, every time.
I got daughters, bro. Planned. I feel you. You be having to teach your daughter that shit, right? About like, man, don't be letting that shit make you not think you don't look good or that you ain't worthy. None of that.
I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. Like, you know.
That's why that vinyl story resonated with me, bro. Like, I know it's a little something extra that goes into raising the daughter as a father if you care. Because, I mean, you can say what you want about Me Too and all that shit. And I'm glad, you know, I have nothing against none of that. But my point is, you can't convince me that they done made America safer for women. At least as far as, man, when my daughters go out there, like it might be safer for some Hollywood actresses or some shit. But like, I don't think they made America safer for no poor women.
I don't even speak about that, you know, but I definitely believe in women's rights and women.
Me too. But like my point being, like I don't think Me Too. I bet you it ain't no easier working at Denny's in Arkansas if you have a sexual harassing boss than it was before Me Too. You feel me?
Oh yeah. It's no easier. Like sexual harassment.
So when I saw that thing about you teaching your daughter about the vinyl, like I kind of know what it takes, because I almost feel like a man's job in raising a daughter is that you got to educate them about the evils of men.
Definitely. The evils, period. You know, the world is out to get them all, you know. Yeah, I don't even talk about it.
That's how we got started with it, the commercialism.
Yep.
To get it. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's out to get boys and women, you know. So boys
different
and
ways
girls.
Though, man. You know, they coming at you in so many angles.
Man, I know. You know, I was a kid growing up in the shop. You feel me? So I know, you know, growing up in Chicago wasn't easy. Like you go down the wrong, you gotta know where you're going, you gotta know where you're stepping, and you gotta know where you're moving. Basically, you gotta know. You feel me? So I know. So it's like, and the crazy part about it is it kind of changed now.
Right.
It kind of changed, like, because everybody don't move off the same principles anymore.
I feel like Chicago's mad misunderstood. Like, I almost feel like, you know, the whole gangbanging thing started because a bunch of revolutionaries realized that they weren't going to be able to overthrow the government, so they at least wanted to feel safe in their own neighborhood.
You hit the head on the nail, brother. And they just painted to be gangs.
And then when you get money involved, eventually, no matter what race it is, there's going to become greed. And when there's greed, there's violence. And then you throw in being over policed. And now all of a sudden you got these laws that make it mad easy for motherfuckers to go to prison for a long time. And you just got a perfect storm for a societally approved genocide.
Period.
And now gangbangers is the bad guys though. But they're not the bad, they're the symptoms of the problem that you created. Not you, Philmore Greene, but you, America.
Yeah. That's the way it is, man. Like, that's the way it is.
Like, I look down on people that join the gang in places that they don't have to be like cooler or tougher than people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like on some alpha male shit. But like, I totally understand why, if you even want to be able to leave your house in some places, and it's literally, you can draw a straight line about how sociological conditions made it that way. So how are you going to fault somebody for that? Especially when the system done took all the fathers out the environment.
Yeah, that too, all that. But growing up over here, like you're guilty by affiliation. You know what I mean? Like you don't even have to be in a gang to be in the gang over here.
Like the Hoop Dreams cat. I remember the Hoop Dreams cat said some of the colleges thought, if you read the book, some of the colleges thought that he might have been in the gang, and he was just, you know, if you grow up with somebody in the kindergarten and the first grade, like, I don't even think they had a concept that, I don't know about how it is now, but I know back then that they would respect that you was trying to play basketball and shield you from that type shit.
Yeah.
But you can't ignore them and walk by them on the corner.
It's not even like that, oh. It's not like that, bro. Like you grow up around somebody and they know you, you've been around these people your whole lives. It's no question. Listen, I'm super far from the toughest guy in my neighborhood. Super far.
Me too.
I come at peace. But I come up with some of the toughest people in that area. And they love me. And I'm not a gangbanger. I'm not. But my area I grew up from, I'll be that to somebody that don't know.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's how it is over here.
You ever had somebody interview you that just assumes you was in the gang?
For sure, yeah. I mean, people look at me all the time and they think different, until I open my mouth. But I'm far from that. Like I'm no tough guy at all.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of stray, but like that whole Chicago shit, from I'm real close with Jig, and I kind of got an insight into it, and I just feel it's not depicted as it is at all, and to me it looks like even in the so-called friendly liberal media, it looks like they're demonizing young black men still, and them gun control laws kind of scare me. Because I just don't see them shits being exercised in rural Virginia the same way they're going to be exercised in Chicago.
Man, black people created a lot. We created the best music. They stole it. Little Richard, Ray Charles. We created some of the best, hip hop. Hip hop now is the #1 genre in the world. Think about it. Like hip hop is the #1 genre in the world. Hip hop started in the Bronx, in the projects. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a beautiful
thing. The #1 genre in the world. Like, so that's what it is. It ain't even, it's the way it's always been. We create it, but the best thing I know, the greatest thing about it all, pardon me, artists are owning their own shit.
Word.
That's the greatest thing about it all. Artists are they're owning their own shit. We got into some shit, politics, and that shit we don't really talk about. But when you speak of the best thing of it all,
I think politics is like who you gonna vote for. We ain't talking about that shit. We talking about like policies that's gonna change our communities. I think that's a little different.
We gotta change our communities.
Word.
Shit, we gotta change our communities. If you had somebody getting money over here and somebody getting money over here, and you could put all the bullshit aside and call him over, he get money and put all that together, you create your own banks, you run your own neighborhood. We have to do that. That's the shit Nip was talking. That's the shit fucking Chuck D was talking. KRS. When you really, really think about it, we have to do that. Until we get that in our heads to do that,
you're right. Any successful group has to be a viable part of the economy or have their own economy that's well functioning. That's 100%.
But it's laws made. It's laws made so that type of shit don't happen.
Oh, they most certainly undermine the minority entrepreneur in a way that they don't undermine like second and third and fourth and fifth and eighth generation rich folk. That's for sure.
It's laws made so that shit don't happen, bro. And so when you really look at that shit through a microscope, it's like, do they want the hoods to get better? Do they really want the violence in Chicago to stop? Do they really want the violence in New York to stop?
Not until it hits their doorstep.
What would the state's attorney be without, pays? They need crime.
Yeah, for sure.
America was built on crime. Hold on, let me find my headphone. America was built on crimes, man.
Yeah, I mean, shit, the way to be successful politically is to have a successful criminal in your past who figured out how to turn the money legit.
Yeah. And it's no knock on anybody. It's just the way the game played, man. It's just the way the game is played. Like you got these people over here going at it with these people over here. Everything is a competition in everything. You got this side, this side. Some of them may give them different names. Left wing or the right wing. What do you want to call it? Democrats, Republicans. Okay, you got shit, the Lakers versus the Celtics. It's competition. Everything. Who grow this over here?
It's diversion, bro. It's they doing like this, so you look over here while they doing like that down there. You know what I mean?
Everything is competitors, and we all competing for the mighty dollar.
You seem like you got a good way of looking at things objectively. How should I put this?
Say it how you thinking it. Don't even think about it. Just ask the question how you thinking.
Do you have this ability to exercise the same control over your emotions?
Yeah, I control. Yeah, I definitely had that ability.
I've been needing advice on that. Like I lose my temper too much and some other shit. And I'm always curious about people that got like very good self-control.
Well, shit, who do you blame, them or yourself?
Myself.
Exactly. So when somebody tell you, when you say, man, he messed my day up, he did this, and shit, who you blaming, them or you? You let them do it. You see what I'm saying? Man.
Now, my shit is more like I overreact to perceived slights, like from that being in jail shit for a long time, to be real with you. And then I be feeling like real bad about it later.
No, I don't feel bad about it, man. Like, never feel bad about it. That's a part of the book in your life you can't control. You can't control nothing that's happening. You feel me? If motherfuckers could control shit, niggas wouldn't fall and bust their knee open as kids. You know what I mean? Niggas wouldn't do this and that throughout their life. You know, when you fall and bust your knee open, goddamn, you're gonna say, okay, when I'm running back down this block, I need to watch out for this crack right here.
Word.
So you don't make the same shit twice. You know, if people could control all that shit, man, everything would be perfect. And if everything perfect, everybody would be on the same playing field. And it ain't meant to be that way.
So basically, you're saying it's not worth feeling bad if I can learn how to do better from it.
You can't feel bad if you can't control it.
Word.
It happened. You know what I mean? You sitting in a room right now. You got vinyl on your walls. You got shit in the background that you can get up and touch, and nobody got to tell you and oversee you. You can go take a shit and use as much tissue paper as you want. You see what I'm saying? Like,
no, word.
You have freedom.
Things. Yeah.
You have freedom, bro. Like, you can do these things. So it's people behind a wall right now that ain't never coming home, but they smile every day.
That's a good point.
Crack shit and smile every day. So how could you feel that way about that situation and you free?
And that's a beautiful thought.
Think of it that way, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Word. But I feel like I done took you too far away from the music though, man. You know what I'm saying? So before we get out of here, what you pushing right now? Are you still working at the last album, the newest one you got on Spotify, or you got something that's about to drop?
The Survival Scroll about to drop. I mean, I'm tripping like a mother. I've been tripping the whole interview, bro. Not tripping. I ain't on no drugs in this, but I'm bugging now. You know, I don't want nobody
tired and shit, man. I feel you.
Exactly. But nah, I shoveled a shitload of snow today. So.
Oh, bro. Okay. Like I used to do moving work, right? So when you be tired from that shit, right? They call it you start missing steps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you can't, but literally it means though, like you be so tired, you start saying shit, forgetting details and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shoveling snow ain't no joke.
Yeah, so.
Cause you know, I'm from DC before like climate change or whatever. And I remember when it snowed like a motherfucker, I used to have to shovel snow. Not down here in Florida though. You don't got to do shit in Florida.
Nothing.
I had to mow the grass. I had to mow the grass last week.
You're a lucky guy, man. You had to mow the grass last week. I had to move that shovel over 1,000 times today.
Oh, I'm sure, bro.
It was crazy. I might feel it tomorrow, I might not. You know, but the pavement's clear.
Hey, that's what's important. But now you got your mind clear.
Yeah.
So what you pushing now with the music?
We got the Survival Scroll that's out right now. That's on all DSPs. You can find it anywhere. You know, we're gonna do more visuals for that. And
that's a strong release. I highly recommend y'all check it out. That's the one with the Skyzoo song we're talking about, right?
That's Time. Yeah.
Time, yeah.
That's Time. Yeah, Time is on there. You know, salute to everybody that was a part of that project. You know what I mean? I got Skyzoo on the record. I got UFO Feeve on the record. He's another very well-spoken intellect that also gets busy on the mic. You know what I mean? He come in the door through Fat Joe. You know, he over there from Harlem. Salute to him. Jay Ivy. If y'all don't know Jay Ivy, Google his involvement. Kanye West, Jay-Z, John Legend. He actually gave John Legend his name, to be honest. I've heard him say this. But, you know, I'm honored to have him on the project. My brother Peter Jericho, my brother Slade on that joint. Producers, I got myself in this because I don't want to forget anybody, but I'm going to count them. Rashid ID did 2 joints on there. International MC, Adam, Louise Blue, Kenny Keys, Slade did a record, and my man Fifth Element did a record on that joint, and my bro Dr. Mindbender did a joint on that, did a record on that boy. You know what I mean?
Damn, I was wishing you didn't say that, bro, because I remember the Dr. Mindbender did a joint that stuck out to me, and I was gonna be all like, yeah, Dr. Mindbender. It's all good though.
Yeah. Doc got him in. Dr.
Mindbender mean. He mean. Dr. Mindbender is a mean ass producer.
He dope. You know, we got some shit in the works. You know what I'm saying? Like that's been in the works for like 2 years. You know, so we
you ever work with Trey?
With who?
MC3G.
Nah. I actually just hit that nigga in the inbox the other week. I reached out to him. I ain't gonna respond back though.
That'd be a dope collaboration. Actually, I think he in like Puerto Rico or some shit.
I don't know where he at. You know what I'm saying? I got close people to him. My man Vic Spencer close to him. Yeah, they pretty close. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, Jig definitely know him too.
Yeah, hell yeah. Jig know everybody, man.
Word. Shout out to Jig. Shout out to Jig, man. He going through it. You know, I got my thoughts and prayers with him.
That's rest in peace, Dutch. Rest in peace, Dutch, man. Jig's out of my man.
But yeah, before we get out of here though, what do you got coming next?
Oh man, as you read in the article, man, it's about to be one of the most consistent years ever for me. So
2 or 3 albums, huh?
Maybe even more. Like I was just talking about this today. Like, there's no time to play games. There's no time. Like, what the fuck are we sitting back for? You know, what I mean?
Since you ain't playing games, you're gonna do some limited run vinyl, 500 to 1,000. Your profit margin on that would be about $10,000.
Listen, we getting vinyl for everything I drop. We getting vinyl for everything. I was just speaking with Chuck about that yesterday.
I'll buy one and put it behind me.
For sure. You know, Chicago, we might repress Chicago a third world city. You never know. Like, we might just drop that out the blue one of these days with some unreleased shit on it. You never know. But vinyl is definitely coming. Like we making it happen. You know, vinyl gonna be on every release we put out.
Got you. So, I got one last out the blue question. Are you a Cameron fan?
Yeah, shit. Cameron.
What'd you think when when you saw Purple Haze and you saw that there was a remake of Adrenaline Rush on there?
Shit, I ain't think none of it. Shit, Cam like family.
Man, I got super excited because I didn't know that was gonna be on there, and I was one of them dudes that went to the Best Buy when it opened to buy the new CDs every week and shit.
Yeah.
And when I saw that shit was on there and it had Buck, I was like, oh my god, like that shit was such a super sicer to me. Like I remember I got one of them Dipset mixtapes and it had Fiend on it, and I was just like, damn, Fiend's on Alabama from the Outlaws was on one of the songs, and that shit was it's just like seeing Skyzoo on your jump, you know, shit you wouldn't expect. Like the I ain't gonna lie, I'm a rap nerd. Shit like that excites me. You feel me?
You wouldn't expect that. A lot of people was like, They always paired me and Skyzoo over the years. That's you the first person that said that.
I just didn't know. I was only familiar with your albums and through Jig, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't catching the coverage of you. I was just listening to the music, and you know, Jig and them would always tell me about like, yo, he nice. He one of the nicest on the mic. And I don't know if you had a Bandcamp or a SoundCloud or whatever, but I would just straight listen to your music.
Yeah.
And then if I ever had I mean, you know, I interviewed you for shits before, like you know, write-up interviews. And if I ever had anything to ask you, I could just reach out to you. So I never felt no need to read no articles or nothing. So I must have just totally missed that shit.
That's true. I haven't saw you on Facebook in a minute either. You know.
Yeah, I be trying to avoid that shit.
Yeah, I mean, it serves its purpose for different people in different ways.
Yeah, man. If you're monetizing it, I'm all about it. But outside of that, that Facebook should be bad for you.
Yeah, I'm always for it, bro. Like I'm always here. You know, we've been knowing each other for a minute. Like we've been connected. How's son? How's he doing? Son,
we're not really in contact anymore. But to my understanding, he manages Sauce Walker.
Cool.
So
down in Houston making moves, huh?
Yeah, shout out, son. I got nothing but love for son. But yeah, man, shit, before we get out of here, shout out your socials and everything.
Socials, Philmore Greene, Philmore, Green with an E at the end, on all shits. You know what I mean? Philmore, Green with an E at the end. That's me. You know, go follow me, hit me up. I ain't one of these Hollywood motherfuckers, man. I do respond back. I do respond to comments, you know, DMs, as long as there ain't no weird shit, you know.
Word.
I'll be back at you, you know. Right. Fuck with me.
And that's a bet, man. Thank you for your time, brother. And I'm looking forward to hearing everything you got coming out.
Thank you for having me, bro.
No doubt. All right, man. You have a good night.
All right, you. Peace.
Peace.
Going on? This is your man Ryan Hollins, former 10-year NBA veteran, ESPN, CBS analyst, and I got a special shout out to you guys. A big special shout out, man. My guys, my brothers, my family, you know what time it is. Mark, Waldo, Ward, and G from the shop, you know what time it is, guys. The new podcast, SDE, on the Big Facts Network. You heard that. SDE on the Big Facts Network has everything you need to know about men, basketball, music, all that good stuff. Ain't a bag of chips, y'all. Ain't a bag of chips, okay? It's available on YouTube and all DSPs. You know what? Listen to these guys. They're educational. They're informative. They're funny. It's swagger. Just a fella sometimes, you know? So shout out to you guys. Big fans. I appreciate your work. Keep it up, guys.
Mark Waldo Ward, LAZ. You heard Pottersville. Brownsville, Brooklyn, DC was good. The Big Fact Show, a.k.a. the Super Fact Show, where you get them super facts about the rap game. Nigga, tune in.